This is as far as we can safely drive without being seen.
This is definitely. I don't like it. There's a light.
Yes. The shipyard.
It appears to be surrounded by a high wall. It looks like a prison.
Yes, it is a prison. For those within its gates. Margot, before we go any further, I'll give you your instructions.
Yes, sir, Mark.
I've already been in touch with the United States Coast Guard. You've been promised to give me full cooperation.
Yes.
Once I found the submarine and know Vinton's plan, I shall communicate with you by our private wireless.
And then?
Then you will relay my message directly to the Coast Guard headquarters in
I
Washington.
understand. Good luck to the Shadow.
The Shadow thanks you.
All right, let it down easy now.
Okay, Phil.
Well, that's the last of the torpedoes, Charlie.
Yeah. The sub must be going on a long cruise this time. Taking plenty of supplies and ammunition.
Yeah. Hey, what's that?
It's the wind blowing the door shut. What's the matter with you?
Listen, Charlie, when are we going to get out of this joint? You know, we've been cooped up inside this shipyard for 3 months. It's giving me the creeps.
Oh, now take it easy.
I'd rather be back in prison. There wasn't nothing scary about prison, and you knew when your time was up, you got out.
Maybe we ain't never going to get out of here.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, this Vinton guy's a bug. He ain't even let us read no newspaper since we come here. This stuff about hunting whales with torpedoes, that sounds screwy to you.
Listen, if he don't let us out of here soon,
Here he comes now. Are all the torpedoes aboard?
yes, sir. We just sent down the last load.
Very well, take care of these empty crates. Then you may turn in.
Yes, sir. Mr. Vinton?
Yes.
Well, we was wondering if we... Yeah, me and Charlie here was just talking about the... how we've been in the shipyard here a long time now, and...
What Phil is trying to say, Mr. Vinton, is... could we have a couple of days off on the outside? I'm afraid that would be impossible.
Oh, but Mr. Vinton, it's been 3 months. I've got a wife and kids.
You're being well paid, aren't you? Oh, sure. You're giving us plenty of dough, all right, but we ain't getting no chance to spend it. And you will remain here as long as your services are required.
What if we don't want to stay here that long? What if we up and leave?
Yeah. I wouldn't advise you to attempt that. Do you remember what happened to your associate, Mr. Hadley, when he tried to, as you say, up and leave? He fell from the wall. You mean that wasn't no accident? Eh? No. He was shot down. Oh. So, do you still want to quit? I thought not. Good night, gentlemen. Looks like we're in here for a long, long time.
Yeah. Maybe you are. And I'm going to figure a way to get out of here, see?
Perhaps I can be of some assistance to you.
Who said that?
I heard it, too.
I said perhaps I can help you if you wish to get out of here.
Who's that talking? Where are you?
Don't bother to look for me. You can't see me.
What is this? One of Vinton's gags or something?
No, I am not speaking for Vincent. I speak for myself.
Who are you?
Men call me the Shadow.
The Shadow? How'd you get in here?
The Shadow is everywhere.
Well, what do you want?
I wish to bargain with you.
Oh, what kind of a bargain?
By this time, you must be aware that you are both at the mercy of a madman.
He's right, Charlie.
You will never leave this place alive unless Barry Vinton is brought to justice.
Oh, what can we do
I
about
will
it?
promise you your freedom if you will just answer my questions.
Wait a minute. What do you think, Charlie?
We're taking a chance. This may be a trick.
It is no trick. You have the Shadow's word.
Well, what do you want to know?
Where is Vinton's submarine?
Right below our feet in a secret underground berth.
When does it sail again?
Tonight, at midnight.
What is its destination?
Well, I heard Vinton say something to the mate about Cape Francis.
Good. Sailing at midnight, Cape Francis. The Shadow wishes him good hunting. Calling Margot Lane. Calling Margot Lane. Proceed as instructed. Communicate the following information to Coast Guard headquarters. Pirate submarine sails at midnight for waters off Cape Francis. Impress on Coast Guard the importance of the following directions implicitly. It wish to bait the madman who is terrorizing the Atlantic.
What is our position, Mr. Brown?
You have 100 miles due east of Cape Francis, sir.
Are we in the regular shipping lane?
Yes, Mr. Vinton.
Have we enough visibility for clear observation?
None. It's just recent, sir.
Good. I'll take over the periscope now.
Very well.
A fine day for hunting, Mr. Brown.
Hello, what's this?
Have you sighted something, sir? Take a look. See what you make of it.
There is smoke. It looks like a steamer.
Find it. Signal the engine room. Full speed ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, little. I can see a funnel.
Full speed ahead.
Ah, this is the life. There's nothing like it. The fighting of fresh quarry on the periscope. The excitement of the chase, the spine-tingling thrill when the torpedo finds its mark. And then the climax, on deck, shooting them down with a machine gun like scurrying rats. Mr. Brown, stand by the torpedo tubes. We're coming up fast.
Yes, sir. Stand by the torpedo tube.
Aye, sir. We'll cut across the bow and swing to starboard. That should give us a perfect chance.
Very good, sir.
Be prepared to rise to the surface quickly. We make a direct hit with the first torpedo.
Very good, sir. Stand by the valves and elevator.
Aye, sir. We're almost within range. Cut to half speed.
Half speed ahead.
Torpedo tubes number 1 and 2 are loaded, sir.
Torpedo tubes number 1 and 2 are loaded, sir.
Look. Look, Brouch. It's a fine, big liner.
Let me see, sir. Why, that's the Orpheus.
The office.
I remember now reading of our sailing. There's a full passenger list. Several ambassadors are aboard.
Full passenger list. That sounds most promising. Number 1, 2, ready to fire.
Number 1, 2, ready to fire.
Now, I'll bring a little more to the top. A little more. Number 1, fire.
Number 1, fire.
Yes, it's heading straight for us. No deflection. Should be a perfect hit. Closer. Closer. Going to hit. Now! Failed to explode. It was a dud. Number 2, ready to fire.
Number 2, ready to fire.
Number 2, fire.
Number 2, fire.
We won't fail this time.
Yes, you will, Mr. Vinton. You've just fired another dud.
Who dared say that?
I did.
Who are you? Come out here where I can see you.
You will never see me. I am the Shadow.
Shadow, eh? I've heard of you.
The torpedo hit, but it failed to explode again.
Reload the torpedo tube.
Aye, aye.
That would be a waste of time, Vinton. I've seen to it that all of the torpedoes are dud.
You'll regret this, Mr. Shadow. This is the one time that you've matched wits with a mind cleverer than your own. Blow out the ballast tanks for a quick rise to the surface.
Yes, sir.
I'll slow you. I'll sink that boat with my deck guns.
Vinton, you're a madman.
Madman am I? Very well, I'll show you the full extent of my madness.
Check the watch, sir.
Open the conning tower hatch. Deck crew, stand by to man the guns. Aren't you coming up on deck, Shadow, to witness the kill?
I am already on deck, Vinton.
Devil plague you. How did you get up here? Show yourself.
That is unnecessary, but never fear. I'll stay near you.
The guns are jammed, sir.
Jammed. Why, that's impossible.
I neglected to tell you, Vinton, that I rendered your guns useless.
Oh, so you think that you've outwitted me, Shadow. But you're wrong. Signal the engine room full speed ahead.
Aye, aye, sir.
Steer directly for that vessel's side.
What are you doing now, Vinton?
The prow of this submarine is equipped with a ramming device. With it, we can sink any vessel afloat without injury to us. You didn't foresee that, did you, Shadow? In a few moments, we will rip open the hull of that liner and send it to the bottom as effectively as with any torpedo. So you don't believe me?
Oh, yes, I believe you. But that liner is completely deserted. It was set adrift there by the Coast Guard. It is a veritable floating mine with enough explosives aboard to blow you to kingdom come.
You're lying.
You'll know soon enough. You haven't far to go.
Reverse engines!
Reverse engines. Will we stop in time? We're getting closer.
No, we're stopping. We're stopping. We're not going to hit. You see, Shadow, I've outwitted you after all.
No, Vinton. You've maneuvered your submarine alongside the ship just as I planned. All right, up there. Here's your men.
Pull up your hands. Pull up your hands, all of you.
Coast Guard. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yes, a trap, Barry Vinton. And this ends your reign of piracy and ruthless murder.
Very smart, aren't you, Shadow? But not as smart as you think you are.
Stop him. He's going inside the submarine. He's closing the hatch.
Yes, they all think they're so clever. But no one can outsmart Barry Vinton. I'll go to the engine room. I'll maneuver the dive. They'll never get me. I'm master below here. Now catch the valve. That's right. I'd love to hear what the Shadow is saying up there now.
He's probably saying it's no use trying to maneuver that dive, Barry Vinton.
You, how did you get here, Shadow?
Why, I merely followed you.
Show yourself, Shadow, and I'll shoot you down in your tracks.
Here I am over here in this corner. Come ahead and shoot, Mr. Vinton.
Well, Shadow? Well?
You just missed me.
Why, you...
Your marksmanship is deplorable, Mr. Vinton.
Who are you?
That does not matter.
Why don't you tell them who you are, you glory seeker?
I seek no glory. My reward is that ships and men can once more safely sail the seas. The Shadow's work is done.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the persons named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.